Namaste, Namaskar, good afternoon. Welcome to virtual class of grade 9. Dear students, listeners and viewers, I am Dr. Chandeshwar Yadav again before you with English subject. So dear students, last day we studied about a speaking skill of unit 2 where we practiced how to speak using some structures. In page number 20 we have studied about a speaking skill and we also practiced it, and I hope that even you have practiced at your home, because we have discussed about some of the structure and we did role play as well, which are given in page number 21 and 22. But at the same time, one exercise is already left in page number 22 where B number exercise is there and C number exercise are also related with speaking skill. So let's try to understand the B number exercise, which is given in page number 22, where it is said you have the following problems and your friend gives you suggestion. Work in pairs and have true conversation. So again in this B number exercise, you are said to do conversation in pairs with your friends as situation is given here. So situation number 1 is here. Your pronunciation is not so good. So this is the situation, and here between you and your friend you should do conversation in the given situation. So as here you can see your pronunciation is given here. So you can say my pronunciation is not so good, and whenever you say this thing, then your friend has to say by using different structure. As last day we talked, I would like to remind you those structures. They are: if I were you, comma, I would plus v1 plus object. Even why don't you plus v1 plus object question marks. Even you should or you ought to plus v1 plus object. So these structures last day we talked. Among those structures, any structure you can use and you can answer the question or you can give suggestion. So as your friend has said or you have said that my pronunciation is not so good, so your friend can suggest you that if I were you, I would listen English program on radio. If I were you, I would listen English program on radio. So this thing your friend can say you. Even other number is also given here, where in 2 number you are putting on weight. You are putting on weight. This is the second position or situation. And here again you can say I am putting on weight. So whenever you say this statement or this sentence, then your friend can suggest you, or you can suggest your friend whenever your friend says I am putting on weight. So you can suggest him or her, you should do physical exercise. You should do physical exercise. This type of sentence you can say. So I hope, dear student, you can do it yourself and you are practicing how to speak, or you are doing a speaking practice at your home with your friends, dear student. So even third number statement is also given here. You have forgotten your homework. So here the statement talks about homework. So even if your friend has forgotten to do homework, then you can suggest him. Other number is you have no pen to write with. So here again the friend doesn't have pen, so you can suggest him, as just we have talked different structures, and even those structures are given in page number 21. Even fifth number statement is also there, where it is said you lost your note copy in your school. So again I hope you can suggest your friend. Just like that, the last number is you want to learn to dance, or your friend want to learn dance. So in such situation, even you can say if I were you, or even other structure you can also use. So why don't you visit to dance club? Why don't you visit to dance club? That thing you can say. So dear student, in this way you can do this exercise, or you can develop your speaking skill. Now C number exercise is also given here, where it is said your friends wants to do things and you persuade him or her to do or not to do the particular things. So again here situation is given where you should persuade your friend either to do or not to do the given things. So in the first number, as it is said, I want to learn Japanese. So suppose that your friend says I want to learn Japanese, then you can suggest him, or you can persuade him by using those structures as just we have talked. You can say that why don't you listen a native speaker of Japanese language? Why don't you listen a native speaker of Japanese language, as you can say. In the same way, uh, 2 number exercise is also given here, where buy a jacket. So even you can convince your friend, or you can suggest your friend that uh, if I were you, I would buy uh, I would buy a coat. If I were you, I would buy a coat. In this type of sentence you can say. So dear student, even 2 more exercises are also given here. they are in 3 number, join one of the clubs is given, and in 4 number, buy a mobile set. So these are the exercises that is given in page number 22, and I suppose that you can do it yourself, and even I suggest you to do practice of speaking so that your speaking skill will be developed. So dear student, this is about speaking skill. Now let's talk about writing skill, and about writing skill in page number 23. In page number 23, writing skill is given here, and here we are going to talk about letter writing and email writing. So I hope that even you know how email can be written or what is email. About that thing, I suppose that you know. So dear students, here some questions are given here in page number 23. You can see think and act is there, and in a number, as here said, have you ever written or received emails? What is your email ID? So even I hope, dear student, you might have written email, and you might have received email, and even I suppose that you have email ID, or you have created your email ID, because even nowadays email ID is one of the essential thing. Email ID is one of the very important thing in our life. So dear students, you might have written email, you might have received email, and I hope that you have email ID. And in B number, it is said, do you think writing an email is similar to writing a letter? If not, in what ways are they different? So here the question is about writing an email and writing a letter. So dear student, even I hope that what is a letter and what is an email. So as I think you know, and even we have studied one letter even in this 2 unit, in Nima's letter that you have studied, and I hope that you know what letter is. So letter is a piece of written written piece of communication that is sent from one person to another person, or whenever any letter is there. So letter is written on a physical piece of paper and physically transported from, or physically transmitted from one person to another person. So in letter writing or letter are either it is handwritten or typed on a piece of paper that is sent from one person to another person, where message is there. Whereas email is created digitally, or it is delivered electronically from one computer to another computer through internet or by internet. So this is about email. So you can say that email is a digital message that is transmitted from one computer to another computer by internet, and that works electronically. And another thing or another differences between writing an email and letter is that email can be sent instantly, whereas letter takes little bit longer time. So these are the differences between email writing and letter writing. And now let's talk about, here one email is given, and here you can see, read the following email and compare it with Nima's letter on a basis of the following points. So here you are said to make a comparison between letter writing and email writing. Basically, as here said, Nima's letter, that is given in your book, page number 12. In page number 12, Nima's letter is given, and in page number 22, this email is given here. So you are said to make a comparison between these two letters, or the letter and the email, on the basis of layout, or on the basis of what format, and at the same time on the basis of salutation, language used, and closing. So on the basis of these four things, you are said to make a comparison. So whenever making a comparison between email and letter on the basis of layout, as you can see, a letter starts with uh, a address of the writer, and that is written at the top of the right hand corner of the paper, and beneath that address date is there, but in email writing that is not given there. So this is about layout. And at the same time, in email writing, instead of address is there, you can see to even here in this email, you can see that what to is given, after that CC is given, after that subject is given, then after dear Miss Adhikari, that is salutation. So talking about layout of letter and the email, we can, or you can find the differences. So here in to learning English at the rate of edunet.com is given here, and then after CC or CDC, what CDC BKTPUR at the rate edunet.com is given here. So on the basis of layout, the letter is different from email writing. Then after salutation is there. So talking about salutation, we can find there is some different, there is some similarity between email writing and letter writing. In Nima's letter, as a salutation, dear Lakpa is given here, and here in this email, dear Miss Adhikari is given here. That's why letter writing is similar to email writing on the basis of salutation. This is about salutation. Then whenever we talk about letter writing and email writing on the basis of language used, then obviously you can find in letter writing, basically sentences are, or the language is formal, whereas in email writing sentences are not so formal. So this is about comparison between email writing and letter writing. In the same way, if we talk about closing, then in Nima's letter, closing is also there, where sincerely yours is there, whereas here best regard is there. So even regarding closing, there is little bit similarities between email writing and letter writing. So dear student, these are some similarity between email writing and letter writing. So now let's talk about how email can be written. So as in the last class in Nima's letter, I hope that you have understood how letter can be written. But today let's try to understand how email can be written. So even whenever if you like to write an email, then first of all you need email ID. So I hope that you have created your email ID, and email ID can be created on any even many more platforms are there. For example, uh, Gmail is there, Yahoo is there, Hotmail is there. So from uh, any these account you can create your account, and after creating your account you can write an email, you can receive an email. So if you are writing an email, then you might have the recipient, and so whenever writing an email, then you should keep in your mind these points. So first thing, as just we have talked, to is there, to denotes to whom you are sending the email, and then after your email ID should be there, and then after or whenever you are writing an email, in email writing subject line should be there. So even in this email which is written to Miss Adhikari, where you can see as a subject query about audio materials, query about audio material as the subject line of this email. Just like this email, even whenever you are writing an email, you should write subject, or subject line is very necessary, because whenever if you receive an email or if you send an email, then first of all in the inbox that subject is shown there, then after there must be salutation or greeting is there. So as just we have talked, either you are writing an email or you are writing a letter, salutation is necessary. So salutation is very necessary, or greeting is very necessary. So here, even as here said, dear Miss Adhikari is written here as a salutation, as a greeting. So just like this salutation or the greeting, even you can write a salutation or greeting. Suppose that you are writing an email to your friends, then even you can write dear friend, or basically as just we have talked, email writing is less formal than letter writing. That's why even but it doesn't mean that letters or email are not formal. So even some emails are formal either. So whenever writing an email, then even you should write greeting or salutation is necessary. And after writing salutation, there is the need of writing thank you, uh, thanks the recipient, or suppose that whenever you have got an email and if you are responding the email, then there is the need of thanks the greeting, or what thank the recipient, because thanking the recipient is necessary, and I hope you know recipient means. So recipient denotes the person to whom you are writing the email, or the person who will receive the email, that person is said to be recipient. So uh, thanking the recipient is the second point that you should mention in email writing. So then after you should talk about or you state your purpose. So in the very first sentence, it is necessary to write that why you are writing the email. Why you are writing the email, that is another important point about email writing. And this is very necessary, because why email is writing or the purpose of email should be clear in the very first sentence. So this is about state your purpose. Then after you can write or add your closing remarks. So as in the letter writing, closing is there, in the same way even in the email writing, closing should be there. So in this email you can see as a closing remarks, as here said, what as here said, looking forward to your reply, looking forward to reply, that is said here. So this is the closing remark. And after closing remarks, there is the need of uh, ending with signature, or signature is necessary, or end with closing is necessary, which is here you can see best regards is given there, and after that Kiran Thapa Magar, best regard Kiran Thapa Magar is written here. So this is the closing remarks, and in this way email can be written. But one more thing you should keep in your mind, basically letters, whenever comparing a letter with email, then email is little bit uh, shorter than letter writing. As here you have seen what Nima's letter is longer than this email writing or this email. So this is about writing, this is about letter writing. So dear student, try to write email in this way, because day by day email writing or the popularity of email writing is increasing. So this is about this email. Now in page number 24 you can see put into practice, or some questions are given to you, where it is said in a number, imagine that you are Miss Adhikari, write a reply email to Kiran Thapamagar giving him all the information he has asked for. Use the format as in the model email. So in the email, as you have studied that this email is written by Kiran Thapamagar to Miss Adhikari, and this Kiran Thapamagar is asking about audio material, asking about materials either found in DVDs or in CD form. So now here you are said that, suppose that you are Miss Adhikari and write a reply to Kiran Thapamagar, who wants to get information about uh, audio materials. So you are said to write an email. So dear student, what I suggest you to write the email as the format is given in your book in page number 23. So this is about a number. Again B number is there. Imagine that you are living away from home. Your sister at home is rather carefree about food, work, and rest, and is spoiling her health. Write her a persuasive letter telling her how she can improve her health. So here in B number, you are said to write a letter basically to your sister, who is not very careful about food, about work and about health. That's why her health is spoiling or deteriorating day by day. So you are said to write a letter to your sister, convincing her to become serious about health. That is the question. And I suppose that even you have studied the letter called Nima's letter, and you have studied this email writing. So I hope that you can write the email writing, you can do the letter writing, dear students. So this is uh, this is the today, and so even time is over. So thank you, dear student. If you have any query, any problem, then you can contact with me. My phone number is 9844072807 is my phone number. Even you can contact with me with my at my email. My email is chandeswaryadav15 at the rate of gmail.com. So this is my email id. Thank you, my dear student. Have a nice day. Thank you.